Hello friends and welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Valeria for those of you who are new, and in today's video we are going to have a look at what people admire about you, and this is the winner of the poll that I put out in which you could pick a card topic you would like to see next, and I'm honestly very happy that this is the one that won in the poll because this is such an amazing and lovely topic to do. So before I start introducing the piles, there is something I shortly want to mention. I was recently watching a different YouTuber called Whitefeather Tarot. I love her readings, and what she does is that she shuffles the cards on camera, but she does it before all the readings start. So she does the introduction, she shuffles the cards, and then pile one start. And I really wanted to try it out for this reading as well. For those of you guys who would like to see me shuffle the cards live on camera, but recently I choose to not do it in the readings as much anymore, simply because it costs a lot of time. And it's a lot quicker if I can just pull up these cards that I've prepared before. So for those of you guys who are interested in seeing me shuffle the piles, I will link the timestamp down below for that as well. So with that being said, let's introduce the piles for today. We have 4 piles to choose from, all represented by a card, by a crystal, and by a word. So I chose to go with these cards again to give you a visual that you could base your choice off, and also this word that I included here, it could help you identify the pile that will resonate with you the most, or maybe it already has a message about what people admire about you. So let's just get started. Over here we have pile number 1 with the 2 of Wands and the purple aura quartz, and the word that you have is forgiveness. For pile 2, you have the 4 of Pentacles with Citrine, and the word you have is atheist. For pile 3, you have the World card with the rose quartz and the word romantic. And for pile 4, you have the 3 of Cups with the clear quartz, and the word you have is kind. It's not very visible on the card itself because it's written in yellow, but it says kind. So those are all the piles you can choose from today. You can pause the video if you need to meditate on the cards or on the crystals. Do whatever it is you usually do and take your time. Like I said before, after this I will be shuffling the cards, so you can tune into that if you want to. If you're not interested in that, you can just skip to your pile using the timestamps I will provide for you down below, and once you have done so, I will see you in your reading. Alright, let's start preparing the cards for each pile. So for each pile, I will have 6 tarot cards on what do people admire about them. What do people admire? What do people admire about pile number 2? What do people admire about pile 2? What do people admire about pile 2? What do people admire about pile 3? For pile 3, what do people admire about pile 3? What do people admire about pile 3? What do people admire about pile number 4? What do people admire about pile 4? About pile 4, what do people admire? What do people admire about pile 1? What do people admire about pile 1? What do people admire about pile 2? What do people admire about pile 3? Pile 4. What do people admire about pile 3? Pile 3? Okay. Pile 3. Pile 1. Pile 2. What do people admire about pile 4? What do people admire about pile 1? What do people admire about pile 1? What do people admire about pile 2? What do people admire about pile 3? For pile 3, what do people admire about them? Pile 4. What do people admire about pile 1? One, 2, 3, and 4. All right, we have all the cards. These are the piles. If you still would like to have a look at them, you can do so now. Hello, Pile 1. Welcome to your reading. Let's get started and have a look at what people admire about you. So, with the Two of Wands and with the Forgiveness card that you chose here, what I am picking up already is that what people admire about you is that you do not linger too long, or you do not really dwell in the same place for too long when it comes to not necessarily where you are physically, but more when it comes to relationships, maybe a career, maybe a place you live, and even when it comes to when you maybe had a falling out type of situation with one of your friends, and you're someone who, moves on from it easily, you forgive, and then you move on. You do not hold grudges. You do not let the other person or the situation get you down. So if you, for example, have a job which you do not like, you're not going to be feeling down about it and complain about it, but you're gonna look for a different job. If there is a person who maybe hurt you or betrayed you, you're like, let's just move on from this person. I forgive them and I am continuing to live my best life and never mind them. So that's the energy that I'm picking up here. That's what people, first of all, admire about you, that you move on. It's not that you move on without a care, but that you actually, because you care a lot for yourself, you move on. That's kind of the energy here. So let's have a look at your tarot cards next. First of all, you have Fortitude, or the Strength card. You also have the Eight of Cups, the King of Swords, the Ten of Cups, the Ace of Wands, and the Nine of Wands. And I am again seeing that same energy back here, that you do not really hold grudges. You do not let bitter people make you bitter, is kind of the energy here. It's if someone is not happy with how things are going, whether that's with you or in their own life, you do not really give a care. And I see you almost being like, why are you complaining so much about your current situation but not doing anything about it? Why are you talking to people about how horrible this person is or how much you hate your job, but you're not doing anything about it? Because you see that the power is in your own hands. So if someone is complaining, then they put themselves in that position that made them complain. And similarly, you can also take yourself out of that situation. And another thing that I'm getting that people really admire about you is they kind of see you as some kind of a life coach. Maybe you are a life coach, maybe that's your profession, or maybe you just give really good advice, and people really admire this about you because you seem to have very deep and very true life wisdom, regardless of your age. You know that people say that wisdom comes with age, but I think you are one of those people who is so in touch with their own soul and their own truth that you already have access to wisdom and to knowledge that otherwise, normally older people would have access to. And again, it doesn't matter what your current age is, whether you are below 20 or above 20, or below 40 or above 40, or even above 60. It really doesn't matter, but you embody that wisdom already. You do not need the age for it, is basically what I'm trying to say. You are not wise simply because of your age, but really because you are in connection with that true deeper part of you, like that part of you that connects to your soul and to your higher self. And so to people, this comes across as you giving very good life advice, as if you're some kind of life coach. If someone is feeling down and out, you are the one that will give them a pep talk and will make them feel better about themselves. If there is someone who has a problem and needs a certain solution to that, or there's a dilemma, you are the one who's giving pros and cons to both situations, and you help these people out with making the decision. And besides that, I also feel that you have a very strong sense of self. These messages also come through very clearly, very quickly, by the way. So this is again just a confirmation that you are really in connection and in alignment with that authentic version of you, with the true version of you, with your higher self. And it seems that you know what your calling is on this planet, and some people, they observe that in you as well. These are likely people that you know better, that you talk to at least on like weekly basis, so they really know how what you want to achieve, what your dreams are, what your ambitions are, right? These people see that in you, they admire that about you, that you have a goal. You know what your calling is, and you're ambitious, and you are going after your goals. In the past, there might have been situations where you did not feel like that, is what I'm seeing with the Eight of Cups. Maybe you came from a situation where you did not feel right, you did not feel like you belong there, or you were one of those people who was complaining about all the things that they didn't like in their life and then do nothing about it. And that's maybe why you think that way about those people. It's possible as well for some of you that there were certain people or certain circumstances who were trying to keep you stuck in a certain place, or they were trying to take away your power or prevent you from achieving your dreams. And I do not mean to judge anyone with this, because a lot of the times when these things happen, you know, the people who are trying to hold us back do it with the right intentions. So just take it however it resonates, please. But I'm seeing that you came from such a situation that made you tired and that made you feel like you did not belong, so you chose to do something else. You chose to change your life and to take a different path. And now you are in alignment with your own truth, and you are inspiring other people with that as well. And I'm also seeing, and this is also something that people admire about you. You see how this girl, she's holding the world in her hands like this, as if it's on display. And what I'm getting here is that some of you guys might be really talking openly about your past experiences to other people, whether that is in the coaching that you do, or you just, you know, share your life story with other people to inspire them, or it's just in, you know, casual small talk. But I see that you take your past experiences and the lessons you learned from them, and you're like, you show it to people, and you're like, hey, this is what happened to me, this is how I felt, this is what I did to get out of that situation, and now I am here. So, you know how at times when we experience certain things or we go through certain traumas, that it's difficult for us to talk about because we're not healed from it. We do not feel comfortable talking about it with other people because we might be scared that they may judge us. And what I see for you here is that you are no longer like that. Maybe in the past you thought about your experiences and maybe your traumas like that, but now you're doing the opposite. Now you're putting them on display, or you're talking about them, and you're making, you know, people aware by talking about it. And you're no longer, You know, it's no longer taboo. It's not something that you should be embarrassed about. It's not something that you should be afraid to talk about. So I see that, you know, because of this, because of your attitude towards it, I can tell that you have healed from those past experiences. Because if you can talk about it, then you've healed it, or you are in the process of healing it, and that's honestly truly amazing. And this is also something that people admire about you, but people usually see only what's on the surface with your story, right? They see your success, they see that you got out of that situation, they see that you're doing better now, and but they do not totally see all the work that you put in yourself to even be able to talk about it. You know, it's not just about the experience itself, that's like a whole different story, but to be able to talk about it, you also went through some healing to be able to do that. And people do admire your strength and, you know, your story. Like, I hear that they admire your resilience as well as your strength, but people are not completely aware again of what exactly it is that you had to do, or exactly what the things were that you needed to heal. But regardless, they are admiring your strength and your resilience, like I said, but they do not entirely know why that is. And again, there's not necessarily anything wrong with that, but it's just something that came up here, that people see what you have achieved, but they do not know all the work that you put in there. So, you know, don't let anyone try to make you smaller than you are, or to let your achievements seem smaller than what they are, because most people, if not all people, they do not know exactly what you had to go through, and they will not completely understand you. But regardless, you are inspiring people with your story, which is amazing. And what people admire so much about is, again, you're not making it a taboo. Like, if you talk about it, it's no longer scary, it no longer holds the power. So you could be talking about very serious issues like emotional abandonment or sexual harassment, and because you are talking about it, you know, it takes away the power that it has over you, but also over those people, because now they see someone talking about it, and they're like, if they talk about it, if they, you know, come out of that unscathed, well, maybe not unscathed, but you come out of it stronger, then I can do that too. And it doesn't have to be something very serious in that way. It could also be, for example, that you are doing a job, or you used to do a job which did not fulfill you, so you chose to quit your job and to pursue your dreams. It could also be something like that, so take it however it resonates for you. Let's have a look at your next cards. You have "You're Not For Everyone, Embrace Your Weirdness, Face Your True North." This is a beautiful message, because what I'm getting here is that there's something about you, pile 1. I almost wanted to say pile 2 because I saw the 2 of Wands, but there's something about you that attracts a lot of people. You have that star quality. Whatever you say, whatever story you tell, people want to hear it. And I am telling you this, alright? If you did not know it already, this is who you are. This is the energy that you embody. Because I'm seeing someone who is like either on YouTube or Instagram, or it doesn't even have to be social media, but I'm seeing someone who's putting out content or who's putting out services, and it might be a little weird, it might be, you know, very unique and original, nobody's done it before, and at first you might think like, wait, why would you, you know, consider doing such a thing? But then it turns out that for you it works really well, and you attract a lot of people who are interested in the same thing as well. Like, this very silly example that I just came up with is, You know, I actually know this from my younger sister. She follows an artist on Instagram, and I have no idea what her name is, so I'm sorry that I can like not link her name if you're interested. But she creates kind of psychedelic art with mushrooms, with dinosaurs, I believe even with SpongeBob, and she really uses like neon colors in combination with black. You know, maybe you know what I mean. And that is not really my style. That's not my aesthetic, but my sister really loves it. So it's kind of that idea of there's something that's quite weird, like psychedelic art with mushrooms and with SpongeBob, and you're like, why would you do that, right? Where did you get the idea? And are there people who are going to like it? And the answer is yes. Like, obviously, in this example, my sister loves it. She has it as her phone background, and that artist on Instagram, and I believe she might even have YouTube as well. She has also a lot of followers. She's not just someone who has like 100 followers or something. So it's like, even if it seems kind of weird, kind of crazy, kind of like, are people really interested in that? It will still work out. Like, it's the same for you. There's something that you are doing, something that's maybe a little bit weird. It's about your weirdness, and people might think like, "Oh, girl, that's not gonna work," but in the end, it is going to work. That is what I'm seeing here. And it could be again that you're creating something like those, phone wallpapers or paintings, or it could be content where you're reacting to other people, or it could even be that you're doing tarot readings in a very weird way that nobody's ever done before. And this is basically who you are. Embrace your weirdness is what the card is saying. You have this that star quality, and I believe this is not something that people admire about you right now, but it's something that people are going to admire about you in the future, you know? So this is something what people do not admire about you yet, but if you continue with this, then a lot of people are going to resonate with what you are doing, and they're going to want to buy whatever you're selling, and they want to know more about you, and they want to have more of you, of whatever content you are creating. So I hope this kind of rings a bell for you guys, that you know what I'm talking about, because I'm not seeing anything in specific besides, you just being yourself and embracing your weirdness. And again, at first you might think like, well, maybe why would people like this at all? What's so interesting about it? And if that's what you think, then you're on the right track, because this is indeed something that's going to be weird, but like I said before, it's going to be something that's going to resonate with people as well, and people will admire you for it, because I see that you will bring some type of content or service or product that people really need, and it doesn't even have to be a necessity, but just for fun. Why are we watching reality dramas? It's not because we need it or because we're gonna learn anything from it. It's because for fun and for entertainment. So it doesn't have to be serious. It does not have to be something that is going to, I don't know, change the environment or change how people think. It could be as simple as bringing people joy with what it is that you're doing. And I'm seeing there is something that you are meant to do here, and you're encouraged to do it. And even if not everyone likes it, well, that's just the way it is, right? Not everyone can like the same thing, and that's just the way it is. But like I said, you will attract an audience that will resonate with whatever you're putting out there. For your next card, you have Lord Ganesh with infinite abundance. Obstacles are being removed, spiritual support and connections are increasing. And I love that we have an abundance card for you guys as well, because I didn't see it here yet. No, because you also do not have any pentacles, but I love that this card is now also here talking about abundance. And this kind of continues on a story that I was sharing with you guys, before that, embrace your weirdness, do what you want to do, and do not care about if people might think it's a little weird or not, because you are going to find abundance in that as well. There's a lot of prosperity in that life path for you in case you choose to follow it. Of course, I see abundance and business opportunities as well, people helping you out. So again, there's definitely a lot of prosperity for you on that path if that is what you desire. And I think on a soul level, you also really desire to do it, but of course, the choice is up to you. And when it comes to, the question, what do people admire about you? I feel like this card is kind of continuing what I was talking about before, that you are, showing your past experiences. You're showing, I came from here and now I'm here. And this card is going to say that you're going to go even further. So you might be inspiring people with your life story right now, but in the future, you will gain much more abundance, whatever that means to you, abundance and success, and you will be able to, continue telling your life story and showing people how you've grown and even how more successful you've gotten over the years. So again, in the future, people will admire more and more the success story of your life that you have to tell. And I just heard people always love a success story, especially if it's from someone that they see themselves with and that they resonate with. Maybe someone with the same skin color or the same cultural background, the same background when it comes to family or when it comes to money. And people resonate with others who remind them of themselves. And this is also something that I'm seeing you doing in the future, in case you continue this way, that again, you're going to attract like-minded people who might be on a similar journey as you are or you were on, and you are going to inspire them to achieve their own goals just like you achieved your own goals. So this is really a story about what people admire about you that's continuing into the future. Your next card is Sulis with water body. Go to a place of water or a water body, a lake, a river, or the sea, and charge your batteries. So go there frequently and charge your batteries. So you guys might be living near a body of water, is what I'm getting. Or there is something that you do with water, maybe water sports, maybe it's concerning ocean conservation, and plastic in the ocean, maybe you're doing something with that. You're making people aware of it. Maybe you come from an island and you want to make people more aware about the history and the cultural history of that island, is what I'm getting here. But it has something to do with water. It's interesting. Let's see. Or maybe you are traveling, like you're traveling the world and you're making travel vlogs of places you visit, and some of those places are near the water. Or maybe you're some kind of journalist who writes about different places, and maybe there's like this very beautiful waterfall somewhere and there is a local legend attached to it, and then you're writing about it. It's something that just came up. So you are, regardless of what the situation is, you are very connected to water. And with water, you charge your batteries. This is definitely something that I'm seeing, and I actually think that everyone can charge their batteries with water, because like the human body is like how much? 75% made out of bodies, made out of water, sorry. So it makes sense, right? But yes, definitely for you guys, you can charge like your batteries, your social batteries, your spiritual batteries, your energetic batteries by going to a body of water, or even taking a shower or taking a bath is what I'm getting as well. You charge your energies in that way. So I'm not getting anything else with this card. I hope that it resonates, something of this resonates, rings a bell for you. So let's have a look at your last card. You have Willing Entanglement number 30. This is really beautiful, a gorgeous card. There is a fairy here who is all tangled up, and she's sitting up in this tree. And if you look at the expression on her face, she is not even angry about it, right? She looks quite peaceful and quite calm. She's playing a harp here. So Willing Entanglement, this to me talks about, again, you being that teacher or that life coach to other people that we were talking about before as well. We also have the moon here, which is, of course, connected to the water again with this card with the body of water card that you had. And here I'm seeing that it is a part of your journey here on earth in this life to be that teacher and I'm actually more getting coach than teacher, to be the coach to people or the guide to people that they need. And yes, you're helping other people get untangled from their lives, and now it's making sense, right? Because I was talking about it before, that maybe you're in a situation, in a job, or with relationships that you do not really want to be, and you're entangled in that, and then you're breaking out of that. And this is how you are inspiring people to get disentangled, basically. And the truth is with each and every coach or guide or teacher, they first have to go through what they are meant to teach before they can teach it. And you can only teach what you know. So first of all, you were the one who went through this entanglement, and it's saying willing entanglement. So you got all tangled up with the purpose that, and with the reason that you are going to disentangle yourself, and then you're going to use your experiences to help other people. And it's just totally making sense right now. The circle is now really complete. Like, the picture is really complete now, because you started off as someone who felt like they did not really belong. They felt like you were not in the right place, and then you decided to disentangle yourself from your environment, from your situation, and to pursue something that's more fulfilling. And you continue to do that. You're not stopping, like I said before. You continue to do that and to move towards your abundance. And if you are not at that point yet, you will arrive at it eventually. You will start to inspire other people. You will guide other people, coach other people, and that is what people admire about you. This is basically one of the reasons why your soul chose to incarnate here, because you wanted to teach people how to disentangle themselves, right? And you're also helping, like, you're inspiring people by showing example, like showing this is how you get yourself unstuck from the circumstances that you are in right now. This is how you can empower yourself to become the version of you that you desire to be. And this is truly such a wonderful message and such a wonderful purpose to have, Pile One. I personally want to thank you for the work that you are doing here, and the people that you are inspiring. I hope you continue to do so. And I hope you continue to also believe in yourself, because I again see that you are such a wonderful person with such a wonderful journey that you have behind you but also still ahead of you. So I'm going to end your reading here. Thank you so much for watching, pile one. I honestly enjoyed doing this reading for you guys so much, so thank you for watching. Thank you for sharing your energy with me here today. I hope this reading resonated for you and you liked it. If it did, feel free to leave a like, to comment, and to subscribe, and maybe we will see each other in the next reading. Bye, guys! Hello, pile two. Welcome to your reading. Let's get started and have a look at what people admire about you. So, with the first card, the Four of Pentacles and the Atheist, I am not really getting a lot, but I kind of get this feeling that you are someone who's quite like no nonsense, and more as in you don't just believe anything what people say, right? And seeing is believing. Only if there is proof you believe in what someone says, or in what someone has to say, basically. So it's kind of like no nonsense, straight to the point, like very down to earth energy as well. So I want to have a look at your tarot cards now to see what else there is to say about what people admire about you. So you first of all have, again, the Four of Pentacles. So that message is obvious. You have the Ten of Wands, the King of Wands. Pile one also had a king in this position. That was the King of Swords, so it's interesting to see that. You have the Lovers. You have the Star. And you have the Knight of Wands. And you have it below the King of Wands. So what I'm seeing here, pile two, what people admire about you is that you are a leader. You're a natural born leader. You just know how to lead people, and doesn't necessarily mean that you have a leadership position in your job or anything like that, but you really know how to manage people. You know how to, get the show on the road. You know what needs to be done. You know how to put people to work. And you have a certain level of charisma that people really admire about you. But at the same time, you seem like someone who is also introverted. And the thing is that it gets confusing for the people who admire you, for the people who see you, because they see you as someone who is a very good leader. You know your stuff, you know what you're doing, you are skilled, you're confident, but then they see you retreat yourself, having some me time, maybe being a little bit introverted, and people are like, wait, what's pile two doing? And this is not how, I am thinking about this, but this is how what people are thinking about you. And to them it seems kind of conflicting that you are such a social butterfly, but at the same time you also really isolate yourself from people. And I don't know why it is, I don't know why you do that, but some people find it a bit confusing about you. This could also be about not just a social setting, but what I'm also seeing here is, for example, people admire you because you are so charismatic, you are so beautiful, right? You are this amazing person, and then people are like, but why does pile two not have a relationship yet? Why do they not have a romantic partner yet? They are so amazing, they are so beautiful. why do they not have a significant other? Or people could be thinking like pile 2 is so skilled, is so amazing, is such a natural leader. Why do they not have a good job yet? Why do they not have a well-paying job yet? Or why do they not have their certificate yet? Why do they not have their, master's certificate yet, right, for school? This is what people are thinking, so kind of fit that to your situation, because people are seeing you as, again, on the outside, as the King of Wands, and as the Knight of Wands, and as the Ten of Wands. So someone who works really hard, someone who is, again, very skilled, very confident, a very good leader. But then on the inside, like with the Four of Pentacles, there is that energy of you retreating yourself and you isolating yourself, whether that's from people or from a job, again. And people are kind of confused because of that, because to them there's kind of this, let's say, mathematical formula of how something works, right? You put A and B together and then you get person AB. But to you it seems like you put, you have person AB, but the formula is like A plus C, so it doesn't make sense. Do you understand what I'm getting at? It's like people see you as a product, but then the expectations they have of you, they do not line up with how you actually are at times. Like, you seem kind of too extroverted to be an introvert, or too pretty to not have a relationship, or too skilled and too smart to not have a well-paying job. That's kind of what people are thinking, which is, I don't know, to me it seems kind of weird, because people are not mathematical formulas, right? We're humans. Like, there are parts of us that are going to contradict each other. But again, this is what people, they're partially admiring about you, but partially they're also kind of confused about it. Maybe that's like exactly why the Atheist card is here, because if you are here, it means that you are a spiritual person and you have some kind of spiritual beliefs in universe or God or spirit, something between heaven and earth, something like a higher power. But yet the Atheist card is here, and it kind of seems like it does not make sense. How can you be an atheist but at the same time be at a pick card reading, right? And of course, it's probably possible, I'm sure that there are atheists out there who are watching pick a cards for whatever reason, but it's about the metaphor, it's about the parallel. Why is an atheist card here in a spiritual video? So to some people it just doesn't rhyme. Who you are just does not rhyme, and that is also a part of your charm, because you seem like you are a contradiction, like a paradox. Like, there's something about you, like, you did not expect you to be like that. It's kind of unpredictable, and it's kind of like unexpected as well. So again, that's also a part of your charm and a part of what people admire about you, but that's kind of the reason why they think it's, that charming. So let's have a look at your next cards. First of all, you have I'm sorry, defenselessness, riding past wrongs, and uprooting. This is interesting. I don't think I've ever seen this card in a reading before. So let's see. I'm going to read the part that's in the booklet of this card. This is really interesting because this card, what the booklet says, is kind of in line with what I was talking about, the contradictions within you, because this card is also talking about that we as souls, we remember unity, but at the same time we experience like separation and hate and pain and conflict in this world. And this card is basically asking the person who gets the card to uproot and to unravel all of those feelings or the conflict that we might be feeling in the present moment. But what I am picking up for you guys is that this is again about how you seem to be contradicting yourself. And the reason why this card says I'm sorry is not to say that you've done anything wrong or that you're being punished for anything, but it's saying stuff like, maybe in the past I did something that I do not resonate with now anymore, and now I'm letting that go. And the card speaks to me that this is again just about you being a huge contradiction from, the inside, because you experience, you remember what unity is like, to be one, yet you experience separation here. You know that you want love in your life, yet you get angry at people. Or you know that what other things, what other examples can I give? Right? You know you have to be kind to other people, but at the same time you have to stand up for yourself and you have to be assertive. And I think this card is talking about how you are becoming more and more unapologetic for who you are, for all those contradictions that you have. And I can imagine, especially if you've had people say these things to you when you were still young and impressionable, and that they were saying like, you're just too confusing, you have to be one or the other, you cannot like to play with Barbie dolls and with cars, you cannot like the color pink and blue, you cannot like to put on makeup and to run around in the dirt and run through the mud, just to give very simple examples, right? And then you get this feeling like you're not good enough, or like you're not measuring up to what people expect you to be alike. And you could experience that in your current life, in your current time as well, that people are saying like, why do you, like, when you come to work, why do you dress up so nicely with beautiful shoes, and you maybe have your hair done and your makeup on, but then in the weekend you're crossing through the mud and you're doing something that makes you dirty. Like, why are you doing both things at the same time? And it's a kind of like that thing that I said before, we are humans, we're not a mathematical formula, like we have different sides to ourselves. And what I'm getting is that you're getting more into that energy of being unapologetic for it and accepting that yes, you are like this, and yes, you are like that, and maybe in some people's minds that doesn't rhyme, but it does work for you. And I would like to give a personal example here as well, because maybe that will help you understand this better. And I went through kind of a similar thing ever since I was a teen, through the question like, what does it mean to be a woman or to be female, and what does it mean to be male, and where do you draw the line? Like, obviously, of course, biologically speaking, there can be a very clear line, but when it comes to gender roles, like, why can I like something that a woman is supposed to like, and why can I not like this because apparently it's only, reserved for men? So I went through that as well, and I was like, well, if I would go about, how people divide this into masculine and feminine, then I have certain, likes that are on the masculine side and certain likes that are on the feminine side. So what does that make me? If I do not fit into one of the gender boxes, then what does that make me? And the conclusion that I kind of drew from that whole experience all those years is that it does not matter, because we think that life is so straightforward and so black and white, and you either fit in box A and in box B, and you know, if you are like this, then you cannot be like that. But the truth of the situation is that humans are much more difficult, and just because it means that for example, I like putting on makeup, and I like also playing video games, and I like watching action movies, and I do not like watching romantic movies. You know, it doesn't mean that there is something wrong with me because I do not fit in the box, and it doesn't mean that I have to adjust myself so that I do fit in that box, because that brings about a lot of confusion. So again, the conclusion that I arrived to is that it doesn't matter, because these are boxes and rules that are made up by people who think that life is black and white, or by people who wanted to control others by creating these types of rules. And this is just my personal example, and there are a lot of other situations in which you can apply this as well. It's not just about gender rules, it's not just about likes or about dislikes, but it's like I said before in your reading as well, it's about having qualities of an extrovert but also having qualities of an introvert. And the thing is that the terms extrovert and introvert and all the other, you know, MBTI types, they were made up by people based upon, yes, certain observations and certain behaviors of people, but life is simply not that black and white. There is not one clear line where someone is A and the other person is B, you know? And I feel like you are coming into that phase that you are uprooting that as well. You know, I am a contradiction. I like things that I should not be liking, or I am things that should not be going along, but it is the truth. It is happening. And again, you're uprooting that, and I'm getting that you're kind of saying sorry to yourself, as in a very compassionate way. Like, I am sorry that life is like this. I am sorry that people try to put me in this box. I am sorry that I was raised in this way that made me feel like I wasn't good enough or I didn't belong. And this is a process. For some of you guys, you're going through it now. Some others of you, maybe you already went through it in the past, but this is a part of what people admire about you, or what people are going to admire about you in the future. People are seeing that you're uprooting these issues, like just like those gender roles, you're uprooting them. Maybe you're talking about them to people, or maybe you're just working through them yourself, and you start looking differently because you're bringing up the conflict, you're bringing up all of the emotions and the feelings that you pushed down, you're bringing it up and you're releasing it, and because of that you alchemize it and you transform, you become a different person. So you start behaving differently, you start talking differently, you start wearing, you know, different clothes, you start walking differently, and people notice this, and people notice that you are becoming healthier, because that is what this process is about. It's not about what kind of beautiful conclusion you can draw from it. It's about becoming healthier and becoming a healthy and authentic version of yourself. And that is what you are becoming, and that is what people are admiring. Just like these roots that are here in the ground, I'm seeing that you're uprooting stuff that's hidden in between these roots, and because you're clearing out the roots, you're making them healthy again, and the tree starts growing. Like, you can kind of see it, that there is this transparent tree in the back. So I'm seeing that the tree is again growing, and I just noticed that there are all these tiny little people here as well in the background. They're very light. So it's like your people are observing your transformation and your change, and they are admiring it. Some of them might be part of part of the cause why you are like this. Like maybe we're talking about generational karma, for example. So maybe your parents are watching you transform and, you know, break the traditions and break through the karma that your parents were, you know, also struggling with, and they're standing by and they are admiring you, how you are transforming and alchemizing and changing. So that was a very long story about one card. I'm going to move on to the next card. I hope I make myself clear there. So let's see what comes up next. You have this card, soul expansion. Your consciousness is expanding. You understand the connection between all things. And there's again that mention of unity. We are all connected. We are all one. And you are understanding that connection. Your consciousness is expanding, which is absolutely gorgeous. And the beautiful, you know, dark blue indigo colors on this card, of course, they resemble the third eye. You are expanding yourself. Like I was talking about with this card, you are looking at all of those parts of you that you may have pushed down because you thought, well, I am not supposed to be like that. Now you're bringing them up to the surface, and there you are. There you have a new part of you. There you are expanded. And I actually am reminded of something that I heard in a reading that I watched for myself, and I don't really remember which reading it was anymore, but it was by Alexi de Leo. This again, the second tarot reader that I'm mentioning in this video, but I love Lexi de Leo. I love the way that she does her readings, and she was also talking about going deeper, you know, within yourself to discover hidden parts of yourself. And she used the metaphor of a mine, that you go into the mine and the deeper you get, the more jewels you find, and those jewels are of course the parts about you. It might, you know, might be self-love and compassion and things, and parts of you that you didn't know were there, but you fall in love with them. And the deeper you go into yourself, the more jewels you find and the more beauty you find. And that's what I'm seeing with this card here as well. Like that expansion, you are uncovering more and more of who you are and who you are meant to be. And if we're going back to the question, you know, people are being like, how is it that pile 2 is such a contradiction? Well, it could be, first of all, because certain parts of you are hidden deep down, so in that way you're not expressing yourself fully. And second of all, like I said so many times before, we are humans and we have different parts of ourselves that might not seem to line up. But again, who says that there is anything about you that's supposed to be impossible? Who says that there is an impossible combination, right? It's only those words only have power if you give them power. So you're expanding in a way that you become unapologetic for who you are, and also for those contradictions. And if you are to go back to an example that I mentioned before, for example, you are someone who is very pretty and you always get a lot of attention from people who are romantically interested in you, but you're not interested in a romantic relationship. Like, if that is who you are, then that's who you are, right? Maybe some people have the idea that if you are beautiful, you will have a lot of suitors. But then if you are beautiful and you do not have a lot of suitors, then there must be something wrong with you. But that's not the way it works. That your beauty does not define the amount of relationships that you are supposed to have, or the body count that you're supposed to have. Like, even me saying this, it sounds ridiculous, but how you look or how you behave is not all that there is about you. And I feel like maybe you kind of struggled with other people believing that is true, right? And then, you know, you got influenced by that a little bit as well, and you might have started thinking about that as well. And I'm not judging you guys, because I've always also been there. Like, I also gave my example in this reading, right? But just know that there is a lot to admire about you, and if people do not understand you because you're such a paradox, then that's their problem, right? It's because they cannot see who you truly are. And the first step, or the first thing for you to do here, is to love yourself and to see all those weird parts of yourselves and all those crooks and all those corners and all those deep dark parts of you, and look at it and be like, this is who I am. This is who I am, and I accept that I am the way that I am. And what other people have to say about that is, you know, kind of insignificant in the end, if you really think about it. For your next card, you have Athena with inner wisdom. You know what to do. Trust your inner wisdom and take action without waiting. Take action without postponing it. This is honestly beautiful, because this is telling you that the truth about you is within you, just like this card and the metaphor with the mind was saying. You are finding your inner truth by going deeper into yourself and by uncovering your inner wisdom. I just saw a kind of rock that had these little bits and pieces of like a gemstone, and then it's up to you to break the rock, right? To gently start breaking the rock so that you can uncover the jewel or the gemstone that's underneath there, right? You are, like they say, a diamond in the rough, right? You are expanding yourself, discovering parts of you within you, like the mine with the jewels. That is you. That's not your job. It's not your relationship. It's not your beauty. It's not your achievements. That is you and the person that you are. It's not even your body. It is you. It's your soul. It's your wisdom. It's the things that you love. It's the things that you hate. It's the things that you do. It's, you know, the version of you that you are when you are home alone and you just got home after a very tiring day. That is who you are, like, in, because then you do not have the energy to care about what other people are thinking, or you don't have the energy to make yourself look better, because that makes you feel better. Like that, in that moment, you are a true version of yourself, because there is no I don't know what the word for it is. I just heard the Dutch word, and that's not gonna that's not gonna make sense to you. But there's none of that that extra that you put on there just to make yourself look better to other people, or to make yourself look better to yourself, especially to yourself, because I know how it feels like that you're just trying to keep up appearances to convince yourself that you're doing fine, or that there's nothing wrong, or that you do feel beautiful, right? So this is an expansion to within you, to discover the inner wisdom within you, and it is there, because if it weren't, then we wouldn't have the Athena card. So it is there. And also these two cards, they both have such a beautiful green color, and the other Four of Pentacles also, by the way, but such a beautiful green color of the heart chakra. And I do truly feel like you're finding answers in your heart chakra, and the things that you love, the things that you like. All right, let's have a look at your last card. You have beneath the surface with number 39. Yes, this is exactly who you are, or who you are in this moment. You are just beneath the surface. You are at the surface level, looking up from, inside the water up into the sky, and you can tell that once you break the surface, there is something there. Something is going to be exposed, and people are going to see you, and people are going to admire you. Here there's again that blue color of the third eye chakra. Like, you are just beneath the surface. Like, who you are is just beneath the surface. And I'm hearing the message that, spirit, universe, God, your spirit guides, they only want what's best for you, and they never want to force you to do anything that you are not ready for. That's never going to happen, because that's never going to be their intention. So you're only going to encounter situations or encounter stuff that you are able to overcome and you are able to conquer. And there will never be anything that's too difficult for you, because that's not what the universe wants. The universe wants you to succeed. The universe wants you to expand and become an elevated version of yourself, and transform yourself. And the universe wants you to do the things that you want to do. Like, the universe is totally on your side. It totally has your back. It's totally there to help you. And the same with your spirit guides, angels, ancestors, whatever you resonate with. They totally want you to succeed. So as you remain beneath the surface, you might have a slight fear of, what happens if I come above the surface, right? What happens if I expose myself to the world? What happens if I have found these newer parts of myself, right? And I am showing them to the world. What is gonna happen then? Am I gonna get support? Am I not gonna get support? And again, the message here is that the universe would never want to see you fail. The universe would never want to see you drown, and also not stay beneath the surface, because you're meant to come up on that, above the surface. You even have the star card. You are meant to shine. You're meant to be a star, and you are meant to overcome your struggles and your problems. This is what I'm hearing. You're meant to overcome your struggles and your problems and any other patterns in which you might be entangled right now. You are meant to overcome it. You're not meant to struggle forever. If you're struggling right now, just know that it's temporary and it will pass too. And universe has your back. You are not alone in this. You are not separate. So it's safe for you to explore who you are, because that version of you that you are going to encounter, and as you transform, you will love that version, you will admire that version, and other people will love and admire that version as well. And you know why I know that? Because we're talking about in this reading, what do people admire about you? So this version that you are becoming, not just side A and not B, but both A and B, that version that you are becoming, people are going to love it and people are going to admire it. And if there are people who are not going to love or admire it, honestly, pile two, it's their loss. Like, that's their problem, because you are elevating, you are expanding, you are rising, and people who are not in alignment with your improvement, they do not deserve to be by your side. That's simply just the way it is. You only deserve the best people around you, the best job, the best significant other, or maybe you actually desire to have no one around you. If that's what you desire, you deserve to have it as well, right? You do not have the responsibility to explain what you desire to other people. And this is honestly such a beautiful message and a beautiful reading overall. I am going to end your reading here. Thank you so much for watching pile 2. Thank you for letting me do this reading for you and sharing your energy with me, because this reading was absolutely amazing. Pile 1 also already was super amazing. But you, pile 2, I just want to let you know that I believe in you. I know that you can rise above whatever you are rising above. You are meant to soar, you're meant to fly, you're meant to be the star, you're meant to expand, and I know that you are going to do so because I believe in you and I love you. So that was your reading, pile 2. If it resonated and you liked it, feel free to leave a like, to comment, and to subscribe, and maybe we will see each other in the next reading. Bye, guys! Hello, pile 3. Welcome to your reading. Let's get started and have a look at what people admire about you. So basically, the first message that I have for you is that people admire a lot about you. There is a lot to admire about you. And this is kind of the similar energy of pile 3 of my video, my 18 plus video, what do people think when they check you out? Like, there is a lot to say about you, and if you watched me shuffling the cards, you might have noticed that as I was shuffling for your pile, that the deck exploded. Like, all of the decks basically exploded with like a lot of cards, and that's, you know, that energy told me already that there are a lot of people who have a lot of things to say about you when it comes to what they admire about you. And you even have the World card, and she is here with her bare ass on the card with all the elements here, like she's showing it all. She's showing it to the world. So you are definitely, people put you on a pedestal, or maybe you just have a lot of people watching you, like on social media, for example, or maybe in your job. There are a lot of people who are looking up to you or who are looking at you. And with the romantic card, and you have the Rose card, so there is a lot of love that people have for you, because you also embody love, is what I'm getting. Maybe you are very kind towards others, very loving, very generous, those kind of things. Maybe you are really someone who is in love a lot with people, like in, you know, with romantic relationships. Maybe again, maybe you could be just very kind to other people and you share love in that way. Maybe you cook dinner for other people, you invite them over, or you go, you know, you spend a lot of time with different people, or you're like, oh, let me take care of that. That kind of energy. And yes, it could be that you are like that, but if it doesn't resonate, then don't worry about it, because regardless, people still really just love you. They really love you. So let's have a look at your tarot cards for pile 3. Oh, you have the 2 of Cups. All right, what do people admire? The 9 of Cups. I always forget I have to, you know, show the card a little bit closer. You have the 4 of Swords. You have the Lover's card. So this deck has like 4 different Lovers cards to, you know, show different types of relationships. So we also have the Lover's card in pile 1. And here we also have a Lover's card. You have the 2 of Pentacles. So you have 2 2s right now. And you have the 3 of Pentacles. So what do people admire about you? And again, There is so much to say about you, pile 3. Take whatever resonates. If there is one thing that resonates, take it. If everything resonates, also just take it. But I'm seeing what people admire about you is your lust for life, your passion for life, your love for life. There is something that you do that you are very passionate about. Here we're seeing a ballerina, so maybe you do dance, but you know, it doesn't even have to be related to dancing or movement, but there's something that you do with love for life that other people notice about you and they think it's amazing. They admire it about you. They love that you love it, basically. Another thing that I'm seeing here is that people admire something about your work, maybe your work ethic, maybe your accomplishments in your job. Maybe it's your job itself that has like that gives you a lot of status, or maybe you earn a lot of money with it, or maybe you're doing a lot of good things for people, and maybe it's about the people that you work with. So these could be your colleagues who admire you for being such a great colleague, such a good team player. You really work well together with other people. I am seeing just people basically simply admiring and loving you. So the answer to the question, what do people admire about you? Well, they admire you. That's basically it. They just love how let's see, what's the word? It's kind of like how authentic you are, perhaps, or how honest you are about who you are. I feel like you do not really hide away parts of yourself. Like, you're kind of like, what you see is what you get, but still you are a whole show, you know? You get the whole show. It's not that you only have one side. Like, what do they say? Like, you're not a one trick pony, you know? You have multiple sides to you. You're multifaceted, probably also multi talented, and you just work really well with other people. You could be a social butterfly, you have a lot of friends maybe, but it doesn't have to be the case. You could also just be, you know, really good friend and you only have a few friends. And people admire how balanced you are, how passionate you are, how loving you are, how hardworking you are. With the Four of Swords, there is an energy that at times you do retreat when you need to. So you have your me time, you have your vacation. At times, you know, there's also this energy here that people are like, if pile 3, you know, is doing their me time, then you really cannot get in between that. Like, if you're doing something for yourself, then you're not letting yourself be distracted by other people. So if you are off to your own, then you can't be found, you know? Other people, they cannot contact you, they cannot talk to you, they do not know where you are, maybe. So when you are alone, when you do have your, you know, battery charging time, you really take it serious and you really cannot be found. And this is also something that people admire about you, but there are also people who find it a little bit extreme. I mean, I personally don't think it's extreme. I think it's totally normal, but there are people out there who are like, you know, why would you totally close yourself off of the outside world like that, right? Maybe you even turn off your phone or turn off other electronic equipment, like, and you just go out in nature and you just, you know, forget about the rest of the world. But in general, people really admire that about you. So let's have a look at your next oracle card. You have the Void. Stop, embrace winter, great cosmic womb. And that's kind of the energy of the Four of Swords. Like, when you slow down and you stop to take a break, you really do so. Like, you really get into the feminine energy is what I'm getting. You know, there are times when you need to be in your masculine energy, when you need to work, when you need to achieve, and there are times when you need to take a rest, and you do so. And that actually reminds me of a card in another deck, which I don't know exactly what it says, but it's something like get off the treadmill, a life's work, not a season, right? So you know your seasons in your life, you know when it's time to work, and you know when it's time to rest. And to some people that might look a little strange, because you know we grow up in a society where we constantly have to go, we constantly have to work, and you know we do have vacation days, but that's only in certain, you know, parts of the year, and it's very masculine centered. But what you are doing is you are in balance, right, with the Two of Pentacles here. You work when you need to, then you are in your masculine energy. And when you feel like your batteries are depleted, you go into your feminine energy and you take a break, and you might go out in nature. And, you know, I gave the example of work, but this could also be in other areas of your life, like your social life, for example. There are times to hang out with people, and there are times to hang out with just yourself. And again, to get off the treadmill and to just take a rest, take a break. And this is something that you do. Again, some people do not fully understand that. There are people who admire it, and I definitely admire that about you, because I am trying to get there myself as well, so I know how difficult it is to go from your masculine to your feminine energy to rest. So I really admire you in that way, Pile 3. Congratulations. But you've mastered it. You've got it down. Next, you have Mary Magdalene with Teacher Awakens. You have something important to share. Follow the inner call. Don't let anything stop you. And again, a very divine feminine energy here. A teacher awakens. So, this card, this could, because it says teacher, it's possible that you guys are teachers, especially to children, is what I'm getting. You're teaching children in school, or maybe you are some kind of sports instructor, right? And then you're teaching children a certain type of sport. Because I really feel that there is this gentle and motherly energy to this card. This is, you know, Mary Magdalene, and there is also a version of Mother Mary in this deck, but regardless, I still feel that motherly energy, that teacher energy of a kind mother as well. And for some of you guys, what I'm getting is that you are a mother or a father, by the way. And this is just energy, of course, but you could be a parent, and you could, and that means that you're, you know, using your teaching abilities, or you're using your knowledge to teach your child or your children. You could be, you know, kind of a godmother or a godfather to another person's child, or maybe your cousins, or it's not cousins, I think it's nephews and nieces. Yeah, I think so. But you're, you know, other children in your family, or maybe in your friend group. That's an energy that I'm picking up here for some of you. But the stronger energy here is definitely that you're some type of teacher. You're some kind of example to a younger generation. For some reason, I'm really picking up that, like, children, teens, the younger generation. You're really an example or a teacher or a role model to people. And this is what people admire about you. And again, it kind of depends on your story, because if you are a teacher who is very kind to the children you teach, then of course people are going to admire you because they see that you are taking care of their children, in a very gentle, loving, and motherly way, right? People are going to love that. People are going to enjoy that. But if you are more like someone who is inspiring the younger generation, then still people are admiring you, but it's like that younger generation that's admiring you, right? If you know what I mean. So they are looking up to you for whatever reason, and they are inspired by you. So I did mention something like sports before. So maybe you're inspiring children to do sports, or you're inspiring children to just embrace who they are when it comes to how they look like, or maybe their sexuality, or what they want to do in life, um, or just speaking your truth, like in general. This is, yes, this is what I'm getting here. Your next card is Lakshmi with a bright future or shiny future. Stop worrying, everything will be all right. This is gorgeous, and there are the elephants in the background as well, which talk about prosperity and abundance and happiness, and it's just such a beautiful card, and such a beautiful card for you to get here as well. I definitely get that you are an inspiration to people. I know you might be tired right now of me saying that, but this is really coming up. It keeps coming up that you are an inspiration, and you are inspiring, and you're definitely helping people. But I'm more feeling like you're helping people by being an example to them, and again maybe teaching a younger generation. But it's definitely about just you being who you are. I mean, we have the world card, so you're basically just like, this is me, this is who I am, and I'm going to just be unapologetically myself. And if there are people who are looking up to me, then welcome to my life, welcome to my story. And if there are people who do not like what I'm doing, then they don't even matter, They're not even in the picture. They're not anywhere close. And you were just such a balanced individual that it gets kind of boring, honestly, to talk about what people admire about you, because it's just, everything. They admire everything about you. And even something that's coming up here is your work-life balance. So if you are indeed a parent, what people also admire is that you seem to have that balance down. Like, you know how to divide your time between different things that you need to do. So let's have a look at your last card now. You have Hope with number 9. And you also had number 9 with the 9 of Cups. So this is gorgeous. With Hope, it could be that you're giving people hope. And I kind of talked about a similar situation in pile 1 as well. So you might have a certain past experience, or you have a life story that you are sharing with others, and that is what is inspiring people and giving people hope. So it's like you went through something traumatic in your past, and now you are talking to people about it, how you overcame it, and how you are doing amazing now, and how you are building a beautiful life for yourself, filled with abundance and success. And that gives people hope, and that inspires them. And I don't remember if I mentioned it in your reading or in pile 1's reading, but this could also be something about, your skin color, or your cultural background, or I think I mentioned it in pile 1, or your family background, what kind of family you come from, or the, how do you say it, like the wealth that your family had or does not have, right? you're coming from a certain background, and you're taking that which used to get you down, and now you're using it to inspire other people. So if you're, for example, you might be a person of color and you're talking about your heritage, you're talking about your roots, and you are showing your ancestry in some type of way. And I noticed how beautiful all the colors and all the symbols here on the dress, it's not a dress, the kimono are. So maybe you are creating clothing or art that is very much in line maybe with your lineage, with your roots and your ancestry, or it talks about a story of maybe poverty that you went through. And because you are incorporating it in something as beautiful as a piece of clothing or art or even music, people can connect to that very easily and very well. And it inspires them, it brings them hope, because they first of all see a part of themselves in you, and then they see how you made it, how you achieved your dreams, or how you are in the process of achieving your dreams, and it brings them hope. And we also have number 9, which is like, the last number in numerology. It's before the 10, it's before the end. So people really look up to you as if you are an expert and a professional at what you do, or at the story that you tell, or the life that you have lived. And you are bringing such hope and light to people. Like, it's as if you are the shiny future, or the bright future that you are giving to other people. Like, you are as if you are on a picture, right? As if you are a painting, and you are on this painting with the sun behind you, with all your achievements surrounding you. And that's what's being shown to people. Like, look at me, look where I came from, look where I am now. I am the example that you can do the same, and you're bringing people hope and inspiration. And again, it's definitely a younger generation that is admiring you and looking up to you. Now, since your reading is a lot shorter compared to the other readings, I want to shuffle some more cards for the Two of Cups and the Lover's card here, to see if there is another message that needs to come through about love, because I definitely got that there are people who love you. But let's see, why are the Two of Cups and the Lovers here? Alright, you first of all have the Emperor. You have the King of Swords. Why are these cards? Why are the Two of Cups and the Lover's card here? And the Tower, but it fell out in reverse. So what I'm seeing here, this could be specific to some of you guys, is that you're building an empire, kind of, right? You are building an empire on hope. You're using your story to inspire people and to build an empire. And it looks like there are going to be people around you who are going to help you. There is a significant relationship that is going to help you, or like that person is going to help you. But I mainly feel like you're doing this yourself, right? You're walking the path to the tower yourself, but you do have a person, a significant relationship, who is supporting you. For some of you guys, this could be your current spouse. I am not seeing like any love interest in specific coming in, but this is showing you that you have the support to build the empire that you want to build, and there's going to be the Emperor beside you, so someone with a very strong foundation already who's going to help you build your empire. This could be, like I said, your significant other. It could be a lover, but it could also be a very good friend, a family member, a colleague, a business partner. But this is someone that loves you and admires you and your work and wants to contribute to what you are doing, wants to help you, wants to support you, and that wants, or that in case the tower falls, in case something goes wrong, they are there to catch you and they are there to support you. So this is a very trustworthy person and someone you're going to have a strong relationship with, but that doesn't necessarily have to be a romantic relationship. So I am glad that I cleared that up for you guys. With that all being said, I'm going to end your reading here. Thank you so much for watching. Pile number 3, your reading was a wonderful reading. I really enjoyed doing this reading for you. So thank you for letting me tap into your energy and giving you this reading. In case it resonated for you, feel free to leave a like, to comment, and to subscribe, and maybe we will see each other in the next reading. Bye guys! Hello, pile 4, welcome to your reading. Let's get started and have a look at what people admire about you. I hope that I will be able to finish your reading before it gets too dark to film. Otherwise, I will have to turn on some light during the reading. But, I will let you know once I do that. So let's have a look at your cards. You first of all have the 3 of Cups, the card that you chose, with kind. So that kind of speaks for itself. I think people think that you are a kind person. They admire that about you, that you're kind and generous is what I'm getting. Free giving when it comes to your time. You're a good friend. You always have a listening ear. You listen to people's problems, you give advice, and you really show up for people when they need to. When someone really just needs a shoulder to cry on or just needs to really talk to someone, you are that person who is there for them. You are the person who supports them. Let's start with your tarot cards. What do people admire about pile 4? You have the 7 of Wands. Yes, like I said, you fight for other people, you stand up for other people, you listen to other people's problems. You have the Fool card. You would go through fire for people, for some people likely. You have the Chariot, the Wheel, the 6 of Pentacles, and the Lover's card. So in this deck there are 4 different Lover's cards, and in pile, what was it? I think 1 and 3 there was also a Lover's card, and here as well. So the difference is basically that they show different relationships. So here we have 2 boys, for example. There's one with 2 girls, and then there are 2 with a boy and a girl. So it doesn't really matter what the Lover's card is, to me at least. It's just about the energy of the card. But you have 4 major arcana out of your 6 tarot cards, and you have the most major arcana out of all the piles. I don't even think there were a lot of major arcana in the other piles at all. So this really catches my attention. So like I was saying before, what I'm seeing here is that you stand up for people, you fight for them, you go through the fire for them, and this is probably just going to be for a few people, right? You're not gonna go through the fire for everyone, probably, but people really admire that about you. And with the 6 of Pentacles, I'm seeing that confirmation that you are very generous, you're fair, you care about other people's feelings, and you're probably someone who tries to avoid as much as possible to step on people's toes. And that's what people really admire about you, because you're really a team player. You work, or you get along really well just with everyone. There is a lot of the times there's always that one person or that one friend that it does not matter who you invite to, your party, that one friend will always talk to the new person, right? There is always one person in your friend group who can talk to anyone and everyone about anything, and it does not matter where you are, it does not matter what language you speak, it doesn't matter where you came from, but that person knows how to talk to people. Like, they just know it. It's in their blood. And I get that you are that person. You could, if your friend would invite one of their friends that you don't know, you would just get talking with them. You would just have a great time with them. It doesn't matter that you do not know them and that you're probably not going to see them ever again, but still you're going to be kind. You're going to talk to them. You're going to, help them have a good time as well. I just decided to turn the light on already before it gets too dark. So I'm not really seeing anything else with these cards here. It's just, the same messages. You stand up for people, you listen to their problems, and so on and so forth, and you work really well with others. So let's just have a look at your oracle cards now. You have Portal. Doors are opening, you decide. Rewards, wild card. That is really nice. It looks like you're opening up a portal for yourself to a different, let's say, timeline, right? A different kind of life track, because doors are opening, so it looks like opportunities are showing up for you. And this, what I felt is that this is coming because you're doing such great things for other people. I really see that you're a part of your community. Like, you're really helping the people in your community or in your friend group, or even at your job. And there's something about that card that's saying you've done so much for others, now you get to decide to do something for yourself. So let's see, this could be a divine intervention kind of situation, like the universe brings you a blessing and a miracle happens. What I'm getting here as well is that there might be, some of the people that admire you, they're going to create some kind of opportunity for you, or maybe throw some kind of party, give you some kind of gift. And this is something that I'm sensing in specific, but it does not have to be true for you, because like I said, it could also just be divine intervention in general, that maybe you read something in the newspaper and there's an opportunity there, or someone comes with some kind of opportunity for you, like they heard that there needs some type of person there, and then that's going to be perfect for you. Or you will get the opportunity to travel somewhere where you wanted to travel. So this truly is a wild card. So it's really just, whatever comes up, whatever you decide. And I do feel that this is because you've been so kind to other people, and now you get to do something kind for yourself, or you're going to receive something kind from someone else. And the card is like almost saying, remember to take care of yourself as well. Remember to think of yourself. Remember to decide for yourself first. Remember to make yourself your priority, right? To make yourself your first choice before you go out and help other people. So it's almost a reminder to you guys, do not lose yourself in the problems of other people or in constantly trying to get up or stand up for other people, because if you stand too much up if you stand up too much for other people, then one day you're not going to have the energy to also stand up for yourself. So it's reminding you guys to have healthy boundaries and to also take care of yourself first. So maybe some of you guys needed to hear that. But again, people admire how you forgiving and how generous you are and how helpful you are, and even your spirit guides and your angels and universe or God, they are also telling you that this is what they admire about you as well, that you're such a pure-hearted and kind person, right? Your next card is Mother Mary with love and peace. Let go of the need to be right. Choose peace. Mother healing is possible at this time. Yes, I get with this card that you are somewhat of the mediator. Is that the... I think that's the right word. You are the... when people are having a fight, they are at odds with each other, they're arguing, you are the one who brings them back together, right? You are the one who resolves the conflict and who resolves the argument. And because the card says, let go of the need to be right and choose peace. So you are someone who would not let their pride get in the way. If you are wrong, if you realize you are wrong, you will admit it. And again, you let go of the need to be right, and you choose peace. You choose that everyone is at peace with each other, and that you are also at peace with yourself, right? So you're not beating yourself up if you made a mistake or if you said something wrong, but it's especially towards other people. And again, others admire that about you. They love that about you because you are the one who resolves the conflict. You are the one that if someone has a problem, they come to you. It's like you're some type of mother to your friends or to your community. If there's a problem or conflict, people come to you and they're like, hey, pile 4, please help us, or please give me advice on this. And you give the good advice. You give that motherly love, even if you're not a mother. But you see unconditional love in everyone. And again, you do not have that pride. You do not let it get pride in your way. You do not let... right, you do not have the pride that you cannot admit that you're wrong because that will hurt your ego. You do not have that, and people admire that about you because you're really so down to earth. You're not ego-minded. You do not have that big ego and big pride, and people just love it and adore it. And again, there is that message of be careful with how far you go with that. Be careful of how much you get intertwined with the problems of others. And it's totally amazing and great that you're helping other people resolve their problems, but also think about yourself, about your own health, because if you keep getting involved with other people's problems, you might take up those people's stress as well, or their problems as your own, which you do not want. And I also think it's likely that you are an empath, so you do really, soak up and feel the energy of other people. So just be careful of that. Make sure to ground yourself. Maybe wear some black crystals or gemstones if you do not already. Again, I think you are a beautiful soul. What you're doing is amazing, but there is again the message here. mind your own boundaries as well, right? Mind how far you go with getting involved in helping people. So, just a gentle reminder for some of you guys who need to hear that. Your next card is Kali with end and beginning. The old first needs to be released before the new can come in. And we also have a new moon here. We have a lotus flower, and we have her third eye, which looks a lot like a big cat eye, like a, it reminds me of a panther. So there's feline energy here as well. And I love that we have Mother Mary and Kali in the same reading, because they are both the divine feminine, but they are, you would not put them together in a room, right? But still, I love the combination, because you have, the gentle, loving Mother Mary, and then you have Kali, who is more the embodiment of, the dark divine feminine, of being more fierce and being more of a protective mother, right? And again, I love that they're both here, because this is just so gorgeous. And this card proves that you also have what it takes to assert yourself and to put on your healthy boundaries. And then maybe in this moment, you just kind of needed a reminder that, the people that admire you, they admire you for you being kind and you helping them. But it's also important to admire yourself and to do, because something that I always remind myself is that I am doing this for me. I am living my life for me. I am creating what I am creating for me. Let's take these tarot readings for example. I am doing these readings, of course, because I want to help people, because I want to, develop my psychic abilities as well with these readings, but I want to help people. I want to talk to people. I want to learn more, and I absolutely love that. I love sharing messages. I love reading comments about people who say that they love the reading and they resonated for it and they think it's beautiful and so on and so forth. But the reason why I'm doing these readings is because I enjoy doing them, because I love doing them, because, like I said, I want to improve my psychic abilities. I want to get better at talking on camera. I still want to practice my English. I want to learn more about spiritual stuff, and I just love talking. I love talking about these topics, but in my environment, in my friends or family, there is no one I can talk to about spirituality or about tarot readings, because they're not spiritual. So I love doing these readings for you guys, but I am doing this for me first. I'm creating this for me first, for my own reasons. So I am absolutely so grateful, and it's so lovely, and I'm so happy that you guys watch these readings and you love them and they help you in some type of way. But I'm doing it for me first, and this is also the message here for you. It's amazing that you are helping people, but and what I actually still need to add is that I do these readings for me, so when I start to feel drained and I feel like I need to take a rest, I stop recording videos for a while because I need to take a rest, no matter how many people are waiting for my next video, or no matter how many people are very grateful for my readings as well, no matter how many people I am helping. I have to put myself first, right? I am doing this for me, so if I feel like I need to take a break, then I am also taking that break for me. And that's the message for you guys as well. Like, it's awesome that you're helping people and that you're listening to people and you're doing all of these amazing things, but you have to do it for yourself, because if you do not do it for yourself, then, for example, in the example that I gave of me, if I would be doing it for the people who are watching my videos, or if I would be doing it for the views or for the likes, then whenever I would feel tired, or I would feel not in the right place to film a tarot reading, I would still do it because I am not putting myself first. I hope I make myself clear with this. Like, it's the same for you. Like, you have to put yourself first. You're helping all these people. But if you're helping the people because of helping the people, then you're never gonna stop helping people, even if you do not feel like helping people. But if you are helping people because it makes you feel good to see others happy, and because it gives you a sense of fulfillment, or it makes you feel like you're a great person, and at the same, like, you do it for yourself, right? You're cultivating some type of self-love for yourself, but then there is a person who has a problem, but you are not in the right mindset or not in the right energy or whatever, but they need your help. Then you are going to be like, I'm sorry, I do not have time for you right now because I need to take care of me first. And I honestly think, pile 4, that you've got it. You've got both. You know how to help people and you know how to assert your boundaries, but at certain times, those priorities might get mixed up a little bit. And honestly, I don't think that it's, very black and white like that. Yes, you are your own priority, but sometimes you can put others before yourself first as well. I mean, especially if you have children, or at least, that's what I hear from people. I cannot speak from experience, but you put your children first before yourself, right? There's of course a balance there, but you cannot give to yourself. You cannot give to others if you do not give to yourself first. That's the thing here as well. And again, I know that you've got it. I know that you can be assertive. I know that you can prioritize yourself. And I know that you can help people and that you love helping people because it makes you feel good. But now there is the time for you to find the perfect balance in that. Because again, people admire you for the work that you're doing and for the ways that you're helping them. They admire you. You're probably the head of some kind of community or family or friend group, because you also have the Mother Mary card, and I admire you for your leadership and for your kindness and compassion and how you help people. Like, I can probably not imagine all the ways that you are helping people out there, but you also have to, again, take care of yourself first. You have to prioritize yourself first. And again, you can do it because you have the Kali card. The old has to go before something new can come in. You have to make room for yourself in your life before you can, spend time and energy on you. So maybe that is where you are at right now, that you know how to take care of yourself, but you simply do not have the time or the energy for it. And then the message here is, some of the old needs to go before you can welcome in the new. So some of your old habits, or the old ways you spend your time, need to go before you can make room for time you can spend on yourself. I mean, we're not magicians, we cannot suddenly make more time appear with a snap of the fingers. We cannot suddenly make 2 hours appear in our day, right? We cannot do that. We have to make do with the time that we have. And you also need time to sleep, you need time to shower and to eat, and so on and so forth. So if you want time for yourself, then you're gonna have to make time for it. I'm afraid that is the way that I'm seeing here. Again, I wish that we could just snap our fingers and then the clock would go back 2 hours and we had 2 hours extra in the day. You know, I wish it worked like that, but unfortunately it doesn't. So you're gonna have to prioritize the things in your life as well in order to prioritize yourself. So let's have a look at your last card, pile 4. You have time to restore with number 16. Wow. Isn't that a synchronicity? Time to restore. And let's see, I don't know how exactly it shows on camera, but it's a purple dragon. And in the background you see the night sky, but it's also kind of purple. So it's all just night sky and stars here. So there is an energy of rest, of recuperation here. It's the breathing out after the breathing in. And this is again just confirming what I was saying. You need to find time in your own schedule to rest. And that's exactly it. You know, sometimes when you talk about, you know, self-love or self-care day or prioritizing yourself, all it really means for you is simply that you can lay down on the couch for an hour and maybe not do anything, or maybe play a game on your phone, or maybe watch your favorite reality TV series or whatever it is. Sometimes all you need to do to prioritize yourself is do nothing and just be nothing and just lay down, right? Sometimes that's the only thing we need to restore. So you're being asked here to go into some type of meditative state and ask yourself then what you can do to prioritize yourself. Like, what are the things that would recharge your battery? Like, for example, in one of the other piles, we had a card that said, go to a body of water to recharge your energies. And there are people who recharge their energies in that way through using water. There are people who recharge their batteries simply by sleeping 12 hours a day, or some people go out in nature, some people read a book, right? So go into a meditative state and ask yourself what it is that you can do for yourself to charge your batteries, so that when you do have the time to prioritize yourself, you know what you can do. You know what the things are that you want to do in that moment. And I honestly think this is it's such a beautiful card to end with. I don't know if you can feel the energy of this card through the screen, but it's definitely a feeling of peace, calmness, and serenity. It's basically, you know, the expression on the dragon's face. It's like eyes are half closed, it's curled up into a ball. It's, you know, night outside. There is nothing that dragon can do. It's dark. It's time to rest. It's time to sleep. And this could also be a metaphor, or not really a metaphor, but it could be a message for you as well. You know, I don't know if you say that also in English, but you know, the dark days before Christmas, right? Because it's really dark before Christmas. We have the shortest day of the year coming up on the 21st of December, or at least if you're in the northern hemisphere. So it's kind of like during this time, if you are watching this video by the time I post it, by the way. But during this time, the days are getting shorter and shorter. It's getting colder. We're in December. We're nearing Christmas. Those cold, but at the same time also warm days. And maybe it's time for you during this time of the year to slow down and to take a breather and to restore yourself. Or maybe, you know, December can be very hectic for a lot of people with all of the celebrations that are going on. So maybe it's after December you will have the time to kind of recuperate and to restore your energy. But just in general, this is not a message that's dependent on time, right? This is really just an independent, timeless message for you guys that it's important for you, pile 4, to actually make time to restore your energy and to make time to do nothing. And I know that sounds silly, it sounds weird, but it really is the way it is. Like, make time to do nothing and take time out of your schedule to be able to prioritize your own needs as well. So, pile 4, I think you are a beautiful and amazing soul. I said it before already. It's incredible what you do for the people around you. I mean, in my whole life, I probably only knew one person who is like you. So that kind of, you know, shows how rare you are and how special you are. So I want to thank you again for what you do for the people around you and for this world. I hope you will continue to do so, but at the same time, please invest in yourself first and prioritize yourself first. But like I said with this card, I know you can do it. I know you're gonna do it. I believe in you. So I'm going to end your reading here. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you for letting me do this reading for you and for sharing your energy with me. Like I said, you were such really a wonderful soul. So thank you, thank you, thank you so much for being here. If this reading resonated for you and you enjoyed it, feel free to leave a like, to comment, and to subscribe, and maybe we will see each other in the next reading. Bye guys!